One time for your mind, one time. Shout out to Nasir Jones, one of the best MCs to ever do it in hip hop, period. One time for your mind, one time. Yeah, that's how it goes. Welcome, everybody. You're now listening to, and you are rocking with none other than the Crypto Wonder Frog. Back at you with another one, another rendition. I'm going to start this week off. Correcto Mundo. Hope everybody had a spectacular weekend, and if it wasn't spectacular, may it become rejuvenating very soon for you. Changes. Oh man. Change is one thing that I've learned at a very young age. People used to tell me all the time, you can't avoid change no matter how bad you want to resist it. You can't avoid it. You can't avoid change, man. That's one of the few things that I've experienced in my life that appear to be constant is change. Even if you don't want to change your habits or your actions or your activities, our bodies change every day. So, this DeFi space, DeFi. I caught a stream from another illustrious streamer, Muddy Mo. Go subscribe to his channel. He has his own community that he's creating. He's building a project for, but he's in the DeFi space. So shout out to him. Shout out to people in the DeFi who are trying to do the right thing, quote unquote. Subjective, right? But shout out to people who are really trying to do the right thing in DeFi. Straight up and down. Straight up and down. LaDania Moore, salut. Hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing well. You know, I'm gonna try to keep this as succinct as I can. Because I always got moving and grooving. There's a lot going on, man. There's a lot going on. Where do we start? Where do we start? Where do we start today? We can add in the post chain ecosystem another DEX. We can add another DEX among the various DEXs that are available now. It's not necessarily, well, an RH thing, but 9-inch. 9-inch launched a few days ago, folks. I mentioned them in my stream. A lot of people in the beginning were quite upset because they felt like there was some insider activities taking place. And there was one guy who was blamed directly for participating as an insider, and the person who's openly said that he sacrificed. And he told the people in on Twitter, he said, "Hey," and look, I'm butchering. I'm not gonna say what he said verbatim. This is a paraphrase. He said, "Hey, just because there was no front end for the DEX doesn't mean you couldn't use the contract itself to do any types of trading or buying or selling. Learn. That was pretty much overall what the message was. Learn. You could take it a multitude of ways. You could take that message a bunch of different ways. You could be like, yo, go kick rocks, man, with no shoes on. How about that? Or you could say, oh, learn, huh? You could, if you're in a position where you didn't know how to do that, and this is what was said and announced, you might take the opportunity to say, yeah, I'm gonna go learn that. I'm gonna go figure this out. It adds to your repertoire in dealing with crypto and DeFi. We're not supposed to be trusting people. It's very hard. We're not supposed to be trusting folks. But you find yourself in positions where you're trusting people. I remember in 2018 where with the whole hourglass and these contracts and clone wars and all kinds of stuff was going on, when front ends would come down or be attacked, denial of service, DDoS attack, you go to the website and it's not there, it's not working, 404 was shut down altogether. In DeFi, dealing with these Ethereum smart contracts, a person would have to be, you would just, instead of giving up, you would find out how to use whatever program you were using by actually working in the smart contract directly. And that was empowering in a sense because it didn't matter what website anything was connected to, as long as it was written on a smart contract and you had the skills or know-how to utilize the contract and find what you're looking for, whatever controls, commands, blah, 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 you would do it and it wouldn't be an issue. It's just a little bit more involved. I say that's empowering. It's empowering. We're not really supposed to be trusting people though. That's why we hear all the time, trustless. Trustless. And then, human beings, since we're so complicated, we contradict ourselves in the same breath. Oh no, this contract is trustless, but you know what? I'm sacrificing for this one because I trust the people who are behind the project. Right? We say that all the time. We see that all the time. We see those just is these turns of certain events that continuously occur that show you that things haven't changed that much. Because I see things that have happened in the past still occurring today in crypto. And those of you who are new, you're not necessarily going to understand what I'm talking about. If you're just brand new, like a month, man, you just, welcome. But if you've been here a couple years, for example, and you've really been paying attention and studying this stuff, you see folks just try to reinvent the wheel, but not necessarily. They just copy things that have been done before and repackage it and introduce it again. Consistent attempts to perfect Ponzi-nomics. It's not about being smart. It's about saying it for what it is. Crypto Ponzi life. Like it's just pay the old with new funds. Get in early as you can. Get in early as you can. Uh, Most of us, we not a part of the cool kids. We're not tapped in. We don't have any inside anything. We don't. So if you're around the space, you looking, investigating, you seeing, trying to find out what to do, what not to do, what to get in early. That's that's the that's the feel. That's what's understood. The early bird gets the worm, and that's magnified times 100 in crypto. And you hope after you get in early, you hope and pray that more people get in after you. A lot of people call that zero sum because somebody always loses. That's a nasty, nasty feeling to know you're a part of something and you talking about it like big, big talk. You're praising it, you're celebrating it, you're trying to talk about it like it's just next best thing since sliced bread. But under all of the surface and deep beneath the surface, people are definitely going to lose. Zero sum, you're always going to have a loser. Like someone will lose. It's not necessarily a good feeling if you have a conscience. You know, it's not. And these are a couple examples of certain things that happen in crypto that are not lies. They're not rumors. They're not illusions. It's not FUD. These are truths. True events. Real activities that people engage in and participate in. This is what folks do and have been and have this is what occurs. People get in early. Get in early. Get something real cheap. They may even pump price while they got in early. Pump, 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 pump. And hope and pray and wish that more people get in after them. Then it reaches a breaking point where now you have to question sustainability. But that also goes hand in hand with how ultimately people will lose because you can't keep that momentum going on forever. And folks have been trying to figure out how to keep that momentum go on forever and ever and ever. People may not like the results that we have today and how to just slowly like just let's put a cap on that zero sum element. Let's just put a cap on that zero sum. I see something right now that's zero that seem like zero sum. It doesn't really affect what's going on, but y'all do your research. I don't think zero sum is a thing with certain coins, but you do your research. But this is like the majority. It's Birdie Madoff industry, crypto central, crypto Ponzi nomics for real. For real. Like, don't act like Bitcoin. Don't act like folks. And I had to accept this truth too. I had to accept this truth, y'all. Because I got into Bitcoin, right? That was the first crypto I was exposed to. Right? Oh man, this is peer to peer. Supposed to be used as electronic cash. You know how you read the white paper, right? And blah blah blah. And this is what you read first, you know. few sentences. I think it's in bold and in black too. The peer-to-peer electronic cash, blah blah blah. Decentralized. This word is you can't really wrap your mind around it at first glance unless you've been studying things, and you can relate decentralization to different aspects of life. But you hear decentralized, you're like, oh, it sounds magical. Oh, you mean nobody can really take this from me? No real central point of access, no headquarters, right? There's no one governing entity that controls this. Oh, it's decentralized. Decentralized. And it didn't make sense to me how you look, and this has been going on for years. Things haven't changed, man, only evolved. But it's things of before still happening now. During that time when I entered, it was so many content creators, promoters, bloggers, all kinds of stuff talking about how great Bitcoin is. Oh, you can't control this and that. You need to get your hands on one. But Bitcoin's available to the world. It's for everybody, everybody. You need to get your hands on one, though. One whole unit to feel important. To say, yes, you made it. None of that made sense. And I'm going to explain why. But none of it made sense, yo. You can't, 21, because there will only be 21 million coins. And the last coin will be mined or produced in the year 4,000,2,140, when we're all going to be dead. So you're listening to this and you're like, yo, this is super different. If I get my hands on one, man, I'm like, you're an elitist. You got this thought in your mind that you special. Like you doing things, big things. Got your hands on one. How many do you have? Nah. I got more than you. Right? Like this, you separating yourself now. You carving out your own lane just by way of having access to this code. This unit prejudice, bias, nonsense, right? And the crazy thing about it is, you feel like you're special. You got one coin. You got it for a certain amount. And back then, it wasn't how high it is now, right? And you're thinking, you're like, yo, you know anything about Bitcoin? You know anything about You know anything about crypto? This and that, and this. Oh, you better know, because you better have one, because it's only 21 million and 4 million already got lost. So could you imagine how valuable this thing is going to be? It's digital gold. This is the bullshit. This is the BS. This is the BS that they talk, that you buy into because you don't know any better. You're feeling like you got something that's super scarce and rare, right? You're like, yeah, I got one, so I'm special. Yeah, one. I got, yeah, one. Looking at old videos, super old videos. The likes of Trace Meyer. This guy was like, I don't even hear him speak anymore. You hear this guy talk, you would swear he was just like the number one advocate / attorney for BTC. Like, I mean, seriously, this guy created terms like proof of keys. That's a day. Proof of keys, January 3rd, every year is proof of keys day. Something like that, right? Proof of keys, something like that. That's when you, as a participant in crypto, remove your crypto if you held them on exchanges and reclaim them in your possession, which is, you're never really holding any crypto. You just have your keys. It's not on exchanges. And it's just something that celebrated this guy. You had the likes of other people, Max Kaiser screaming all over the place. You had older folks back in the days. They would interview, how high you think Bitcoin's gonna go? Oh, I believe Bitcoin will rise up to $500 million. And you're like, yo, this one unit thing is gonna be 500 million, 1 million, or 100. I need 100 million Satoshis, because if one Satoshi equals $1, US dollar, I'll be set for life. My grand, great will be set for life. Oh my goodness. This is what you think. This is what the narrative has been and continues to be. Right? You mess around and you want to do some more studying and investigating, and you look at addresses and folks who, the top holders of this thing, that's supposed to be for everybody. The top holders of this coin that you excited to acquire, feeling like you special, is supposed to be for the world. And you watching the top holders hold mostly all of them. And the top holders don't even add up to 2,000 people on the planet, even though, addresses is whatever, but you understand what I'm saying. And I'm like, oh, this is supposed to be decentralized, but you have a small amount of people that have all of it. And when I say people, I'm talking very general, because you have entities that own hundreds of thousands of this thing. And I'm saying to myself, there is no fair. You want to talk about fair distribution and this and that. And so everything is divisible by the Satoshis. So now they're going to say every Satoshi or whatever. You don't have to worry about getting one. Just get yourself some Satoshis and feel special. Oh, because it's decentralized. But you got the 80-20 Pareto principle operating in full force, where you have a small percentage of individuals holding all of it. That's not a negative. That's a reality. That's a reality. But like, I'm not about that. I'm about decentralization. I'm not about that. But in the background, so many situations I've seen, even different blockchains, different projects, different et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Over the years, people are like, yo, they all about decentralization 100%. This is what they live and breathe. And then when you dig deeper, you understand there's some form of controlling taking place on some level, even if it's 0.01%. There's some type of centralization taking place, some control, some input, some influence, some power that something has over everything else. You can't say it's 100% decentralized. You can't. Some people now, they just make it simple and say, like, admin keys, right? Back doors. Some people code back doors into certain contracts and could just easily take funds away from whatever contract. This is regular stuff. Regular. Got blockchains that you can control. Supposed to be in the spirit of decentralization, but it's coded in a way where you can stop functions whenever you feel like. These are not lies. These are not elements of FUD. These are truths. It's what it is. It's what happens. It's not, when has telling the truth become so negative. I see it even in this community. People who speak the truth, like you say what you say, and they're not just saying me, because I don't like to live in a state of falsehood. I don't like to speak lies and mistruths to the people in my normal life. So I'm not going to do it on the camera behind Froggy McWonder. Not doing that. Not doing that. But I see it all the time. Like in this community, like I'm watching OGs. They get on live streams. OGs are supposed, and when I say OGs, I'm talking about the people who in the beginning appear to have been devout token holders and believers of Hex. I'm watching them now talk about looking at other price charts for other coins and how excited they are about these charts. Like you're how and then how does this translate to the viewer? Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. Old dog tricks in the building. Alan Fizzamay, what's up, brother? Let me see a ton of people. Oh, 100%, 100%, 100%. That's just too boring for people, man. Just sticking to fundamentals or buying, it's too boring for people. Even though I agree with you, but you have folks who are jumping on streams, getting excited over different projects, and again, I'm not a person who looks at any other chart outside of what I like and get excited for anybody else's chart. Like that's just me. It's not because I'm, I dislike or anything. If I see another chart and it's all the way up and to the right, I'm like, oh, okay, noted, noted. That's all right. It is what it is. But I'm not going to be excited if I don't acquire or own the coins of the chart that's doing very well. Like, but you see this translate. People have said this to like live on stream, and viewers are watching this, right? Another gentleman in the community issued how to like basically make multiple email accounts and send to SEC yesterday to voice your opinions about the displeasure you have with their attempts to try to regulate or crypto, and but sending multiple email accounts from like SEC, like why is this being announced like that? Like I'm not saying, I mean, it just looks weird to me because isn't that spamming? You want to spam the SEC? And I asked him in the chat too. I asked him, shout out to him, like, yo, don't you think this would be spamming? Like, how would this help achieve the goal? When I get spammed, everyone could understand. Like when you get spammed, you dismiss it, you ignore it. At this time right now, do we want to be do? I mean, what's the point in sending these notices in droves over the last month or two if all you're gonna do is just bombard and spam, and after a while it's gonna go unnoticed because people are not gonna take you serious? Am I missing something? Like I don't know, man. You know, OGs in the community are launching their own coins. That's cool. But you were like you when you position yourself in a certain way, you can't be surprised if you get criticized. When you position yourself a certain way, when you say, listen, man, I'm a again, like Shannon, if I drop my coin, I have to deal with everything that comes with that. Because this is what it feels like to me. Like if I'm gonna say, okay, I've all for years I've been talking about what I'm talking about for free. Nobody's payroll, nobody sponsors me, none of this. Do this for free. Not even YouTube sends me anything. Is I don't do it for that. I just do it because I enjoy. I just enjoy talking to a device. In this case, I'm blessed to have an audience. Shout out to the chat. Crypto Games Club, I see you. But if I come out with I drop something, like Shannon, yo, I gotta be honest with you. I'm gonna tell y'all flat out, yo. This is about making money. It's not about. I'm not in it for the damn tech. I'm not in this for the tech. God bless the tech. I'm glad it exists, but I'm not in it for the tech. You got people who are gonna talk sweet to you, whisper sweet, intangible nothings in your earlobe, in your ear canal, and act like your eardrum is an actual literal drum to beat, to then try to convince you to give them what you have because they have something new to offer you. This is like so repetitive it's not even funny. It's what happens. It's what's been happening. I wouldn't feel good in myself doing something like that, yo. Because very few things that I see in crypto are really like stand out, that are really original in their own right. Ever since Bitcoin, many other things outside of Ethereum have just tried to mimic Bitcoin. How many blockchains have come that just want to just, oh yeah, this was a fork of Bitcoin. This is the code derivative of Bitcoin, this and that, and this do your reason. This is what exists. Ethereum too was supposed to be considered a world computer. First blockchain to introduce smart contracts. How many other chains have come and are still here, have purported to have been able to defeat Ethereum and have yet to do that? But it was an iteration of another iteration. The creators of Ethereum were part of the Bitcoin collective. There's not very much like of anything like really original, any standout situations that's gonna help people really like see, okay, this is something that's clear, it's definitive. I could take this and apply it to my life and live life and be financially strengthened and empowered because this tool here is original and what it offers is great. How I could use this is great. Everything is mostly a copy of something else. You got sacrifice projects that have yet to launch that seems like it's a copy of each other. Why? Inquiring minds want to know. I mean, they made it very obvious, man. Like y'all got one got stable, the other one got what? A stable. This one got. Let's really. You understand? So that's when you introduce terms like nuance. People use nuance as a term to differentiate one project from the next because instead of giving 3% interest, that one's going to give 3.8% interest. Or instead of giving 5% APR, the other one's going to give 35% APR. But everything else is basically similar framework. And people are so ingratiated with this self, like they want to control everything, 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 everything. We just want to be the top dog. They want to be number one, and they want to have complete control over everything. And we see the game Richard plays. We see the game he plays. But he's the type of person, in addition to listening to what he says, you got to read what, you got to listen to what he doesn't say. And that's what gets people sort of like tripped up, because they just trip over their feet. If you're going to do something like build, like he says, I'm not your work, I don't work for you. You want to see something done, you do it. We see the effects of that, right? Whether he likes it or not. We see the effects. We see ton of different things being built. Ton of different things being built. Damn near daily at this point. Okay. But how many are of quality? Like, yes, we can see there's competition. We can see it will bring competition, this and that, this and that. But don't you want to hold on to the A-list products, projects, whatever? And people call them blue chip, the top joints, or you want to compete against mid-level types of situations or C-level scams? Like, I don't understand what's so hard about that, because this is what's present. Your man launched Titan X. People are like, oh man, this is refreshing. Oh, Titan X. I am going to batch mint and minch the bat and batch the mint and mint the bat minchen and badminton and badminton and golf for golf. I'm going to put Titan X, right? Everybody, people are excited. Why? I can't answer why. I'm not going to answer why. Someone got so excited, and maybe not for a good reason. Yo, he's about to drop a dime on your man, who's the face of Titan X. He about to drop a dime on the regulatory body. About to knock on the door, knock on the door, knock, 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 knock. This guy who did Titan X, listen, blah 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 blah. He about to snitch. You know, well, it's what happens. You got creators, people jumping earth. Folks like new things, like it's what it is. You got promoters who've been promoting this. One of them I've been talk like I used to just talk my talk about this guy 5 6 years ago. Like, he can't help himself, yo. He just cannot help himself. Can't help himself. Talks about anything and everything. He even launched his own stuff. He's even launched his own projects. Did something not too long ago, as recent as maybe a month ago, 2 months ago, beginning of September. And now Titan X comes, and it's all about Titan X. Like, you forget about your own stuff. Just some people just this what they are, and he told, like, he likes new things. Like, at least he said that he likes new things. Oh, you will not be disappointed, as far as like there's new things coming out by the day, and it seemed like different at different points daily. This new, that new, this new, that new. People think that their idea, and it's great to advance thought, right? You want to add, not subtract. You want to add to the industry. You want to add. contribute, not take away, not deduct or extract. And that's all that's happening right now. It's just a nothing, is a nothing burger of addition. It's about complete extraction. Everything is an extraction right now. Every single thing, yo. There's a new contract, extraction. New token, extraction. New DEX, extraction. New anything, extraction. New meme coin, extraction upon extraction upon extraction. Forgetting, and folks forget. They forget during these periods because people are not really saying this much enough. During these market periods is where you have the best opportunity at these prices. And I don't give financial advice. Don't come, crying to me. But it's at these moments where people collect what they like. They build their bags up. When it's at these low prices. Because the bull market is going to show you how low these prices are right now. And you're going to look when it's the bull market, you're going to be like, yo, man, because we closer and closer to the bull market each day that goes by. So you're going to look back and you're going to be like, oh, man, that was how much? Man, I messed up. You're going to be mad. You're going to be pissed off. Because you got distracted. You can't drive a vehicle and be looking at left and right behind you, keeping your focus on the rear view mirror. You're going to crash. You got to have a plan. Prepare yourself. Put the seatbelt on. You know where you're going. Put your hands on the wheel. Don't give out foolish, blah, blah, blah. Look left and right or be focused on whatever's going on. Keep your eye on the road. So that way you don't lose. You don't get into an accident. You don't crash out. Because the road is going to be bumpy. You're going to go through stormy days and you're going to go through nice weather. But you got to be careful too who you invite in your car to ride with you. That's why this thing is for yourself, like by yourself. This is for yourself, by yourself. Solo sport entertainment for real. Like this crypto and you, peer-to-peer, it's you and the blockchain, you and these coins, nobody else. But when you invite people in your car, you're going to have backseat drivers, passenger seat drivers, left, right seat driver, all kinds of drivers trying to drive you to somewhere and distract you and mess you up. Then you reach not even a fork in the road. You reach this thing in the road where you got all types of destinations to go to. Meanwhile, you forgot where you were going. You forgot. You have a plan. Your compass is on straight. You got your food. You got your supply. You got your vehicle. Everything gassed up. You got your gas ready. Feet on the pedal and drive. Live life. But someone told you this detour, and someone told you this rest stop. Someone told you, oh no, you could this shortcut and that shortcut and this shortcut and that. Come on, man. Come on, man. That little pump that happened, 2 weeks ago? A week and a half ago or so, 2 weekends ago. That little pump is nothing. That's nothing compared to what the bull market. That is nothing. That was just a precursor, a little taste, not even an appetizer. That was half of a precursor, a pre-appetizer to the appetizer of the appetizer of the appetizer of the main course of what can happen. I'm serious. I'm serious. And when it flies, man. It flies. You're going to feel a way. Not in a good way either. You're gonna feel a way you miss. These are truths. It's not negative. It's reality. It's what it is. The truth is not always supposed to be comfortable. It's not supposed to be a comfortable situation. You know, these projects, like I talked about Titan X, like son, son. Oh man, yo, like it's like, and another thing I'm gonna say, right? Like okay, Titan X, right? Titan X. I'm like, yo, man, I hope these projects help the people. I hope people make money. I hope they don't harm individuals. I really do hope that all these sidebar projects don't harm people, man. But when there's a need, people are gonna do something to serve the need. They know people are just all types of uncomfortable, all types of greedy, needy, suffer from various addictions and addictive personalities, and you got people that are gonna serve you. Oh, they got what you need, all right. They got what you need. I don't see Zen like what come on, son. Like it's just too numerous to mention at this point. Titan X and Zen and all this. And yo, I hope people make money and don't get robbed, scammed, rugged, fleeced. That's it. Because this narrative too about yo Maxi talk, RH Maxi biz. You want to get into post chain? You can't just get into post chain outside of doing anything over the counter. So what? You got to go through Ethereum, right? So how much of a maxi are you really when you have to acquire other coins to do what you need to do to get what you like? Make it make sense. But y'all want to, you know, talk to sound good, sound like you'd say something. Any coin that we took, like Hex, Pulse Shade, Pulse X, Incentive, whatever, you gotta acquire other coins to get to those coins unless you got the juice, the hookup, the network to do anything over the counter. Which again, that has to also you have to lend somebody some trust on that level, which I'm not a fan of. But this is what this whole thing right here. We're supposed to be celebrating and embracing trustless. I'm not a fan of people. Oh, trust. I trust this one with money. When it comes to money, the other guy too, who said that people should learn if you can't access a DEX through a front end, by way of a website, you should learn how to do it in the background, the smart contract way. Okay, okay. Well then, and then this is the same person that also believed that. I lost my train of thought, just like that. Lost my train of thought. See a helicopter flying by. It'll come back to me. It'll come back. But all I'm saying is, or what I would add to what I'm saying is, people gotta just be focused. You gotta be focused on what you're doing. Focus. John Pulse X, what's going on? 100% the pump was child's play. Yes, for sure. Load up on the winning team. Salute to Buffalo Heart. What's going on? What's going on? Yeah. Salute to One Crypto Wonder Pepe. Yeah. It's just crazy to me. Like some people like they're quick to tell you you can't access a front end. If you can't access a front end, go learn. Learn how to access the front end using the actual smart contract, right? And then won't be quick to show the people. Like that's an opportunity to teach the people. You're saying learn, and I understand this narrative of or idea people don't work for it, but wouldn't it be useful and practical to teach the people how to do that? But when see, it's weird to me because I start listening to what people are not saying, and I don't know if I'm always right, but it makes me think about other things. Like for you to say something like that, you were also a participant in the sacrifice. This is what people do. These influencers, these OGs, they were also participants in the sacrifice. So, and also had information that the public didn't have. Like, for example, how to use the decks before it even had a front end. Maybe they had extra information too. When a coin comes out and they say it was 7 cents and then it jumped up to 21, hey, that's how it is in crypto. Welcome to crypto. But you're saying some things and then you're creating content and you're asking people to buy into whatever it is that you're selling, but you're not adequately you're giving them the information so they could be well equipped to do what it is that they need to do. Like that's the whole thing about some of these guys that are emphatically disingenuous to me. Like seriously, seriously, see them. They are who they are. Like see when you talk about bad actors, and if something in your spirit or in your intuition, your gut tells you, oh, you don't know about that, listen to your gut. Listen, listen to your gut. For real, for real. Because there's people out here, they all they care about is their own interests. And wouldn't you know it, this same person coming out with their own token. Is it out of fun? Or are you really trying to do something to complement whatever's going on because you bored? You're rich. Hex made you rich. And excuse me, you're doing some things that are questionable. You're participating on. What else are you doing to improve the quality of your life? Besides trying to like convince people that you the guy and to buy in whatever you selling. You're already rich. And people are buying into whatever you're selling, but whatever you're selling is nowhere near as comparable as what got you rich. How you living? I'm gonna tell my viewers here. I'm gonna tell you. It's like me telling you. I amassed all this success in crypto using Lashinanen. Nah, using Hex for example, which I didn't because I wasn't in Hex in the beginning, right? I tell you, oh, I'm super rich. Retired. Every day is a Saturday. And I'm telling you, I sacrificed in this project, I sacrificed in that project. Not only did I do that, pre-sale, sacrifice, pre-sale, ICO, whatever you want to call it, some tomato. The sacrifice project launches, the public, but before it launches, I was already able to access and acquire my coins early out the gate because my know-how. People in the community start complaining because they see that there was some front running taking place already. Front running. It's what happens in crypto, though. This is regular stuff, right? So people start speculating. They start saying, "Oh, inside information, what's going on? Bots are taking over. You guys had this program." No, this is what happens in crypto. It's not new though. It was happening 6, 7 years ago, and it's still happening today. It's not new. And on my channel, I'm offering you all membership, to a private situation I got on the side, charging X, Y, and Z for a course, Patreon. I'm doing all this, charging my viewers. Let's build on the side. Yeah. Let's build on the side. Yeah. You didn't have a good experience like I did, but I still want you to give me your money, right? On top of that, I will continuously backhand slap you on Twitter if you have any concerns, and Telegram and Discord or whatever chat group, whatever space that this project I sacrificed is running. I'll backhand slap y'all for not winning like I won and tell you to learn. You need to learn. You can take it however you want to take it, right? You can take it two ways. Oh, you could say, fuck me, or you could say, maybe I should learn the dirty tricks of the game, right? On top of that, I'm telling you, hey, I'm launching Lashin in it. Yeah, I'm launching it, and it's gonna be launched on the same thing that I sacrificed for. Because what I sacrificed for is an exchange. That didn't even sound right in my spirit. Even identifying all those layers of that didn't even sit well in my spirit. Like I had a hard time even giving you 5, 6, 7 levels of fuckery. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy, man. Crazy, man. He said I'm Pepe Wonder. Yep. Being an insider. Got you an easy 3x. Be Weezy in the building. And yet they think people exactly. They think people are stupid. And this is like, and it's okay. Do y'all sense, and you don't have to answer this in the chat, do y'all sense that something is going to come to a head sooner or later? You know what I'm saying? Like, do y'all sense, because we see it, and we're not the only ones who see it. It's like something is going to come to a head because it's different occurrences and different people and blah, 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 and all kinds of weird activity that's taking place. And I'm just waiting for the next sort of like expose, if you will, because it always happens. It always happens. Somebody gets pissed off, and then they want to, just open up Pandora's box when they should have been basically honest and genuine from the gate, from the door. But you can't be honest when you're dealing with money and corruption. That's not a negative. That's just the truth. It's just what it is. Another gentleman, like, dude, like sometimes as a content creator, you gotta be responsible, right? Imagine me putting on Twitter Like the person put something real crazy to me. Like it says something like they would rather use meth than allow themselves to have uh crypto hopium, that it's a hell of a drug. And I'm like, yo, son, you rather use meth, crystal meth? Like what? What? You know, I understand jokes. I understand, humor, even dry humor. I get it. But unfortunately, not everyone has a stable mindset out here. And I'm one of those individuals that believe that you never know who's listening to you. And then when you're talking, anybody who's listening to you might decide to really pay attention and adopt what it is that you're saying to apply into their own lives, right? Like you could have somebody who's so vulnerable, who's so mentally fragile, emotionally vulnerable, all around psychologically just decompensating, like in a state of just, my goodness. And like you, they like you. They enjoy your personality. They think you're a good, all around, like what you offering on the internet. And then you say something like that. Somebody might mess around and do that and try meth because like it's just weird, folks. You don't know. You don't know. Why would you say something like that, man? This is where we're at. This is where we're at. Now, this is why I don't take that gentleman serious, like on any level. I don't take him serious. ATX Crypto, good day to you, man. Good morning to you, man. What we doing? What we doing? Everybody, go subscribe to ATX Crypto's channel. Does great work weekly. Post Nation. Dedicated streamer. Dedicated streamer. You know, in the ecosystem, man. Good to see you, man. But why would you say something like that? And crypto hopium, and then that's all some people have is just hope, right? You want to aspire for something greater. Do you want to aspire to reach a greater level than where you are presently in life? You hope for your business to go well today. You hope for your opportunity to get a raise at your job. You hope for an opportunity to get a promotion at you. You hope, you just attaching yourself to an energy that can lift you from your present situation. That's what some people have. And you think that's absent in crypto? You think that's, oh man. Yo, guys, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think that's something to play with. Like we have to exercise some responsibility. Those of us who create content, and people listen. They listen. They some folks don't have anything else outside of what we say. So a lot of people don't do their research. A lot of people don't want to study. They don't want to investigate. They don't want to read. It's just reality. It's not negative. It's just the truth. And they're left with what you have to say about whatever, whether it serves as a form of entertainment, something they do in their leisure, whatever, whatever. And if they respect you enough in high regard and you say something crazy, they'll take it to heart. So you gotta be, I try to be mindful in what I say. I try to. I really do. Because I don't know who's listening. I couldn't have that on my conscience to say something like that and for someone to go on the deep end and use some kind of illicit substance. And even though it was said out of jest, it was a joke, but you never know. You know, over in the Western world, right? We're approaching the holidays, uh, you know, um, and people are kind of feeling. You could tell by the sentiments and how people, the temperature and the morale is sort of is shaky at best. The morale is low, and what's been boosting the morale are these projects that are coming out because people want to attach themselves to something that's showing them that they're making money. But meanwhile, these things haven't proved their value or their salt long term. And I remember talking about this years ago. Like, you got to give this time. You got to give it time. More people are talking about new things coming out than the 4-year anniversary that's coming up for Hex Token. More people are talking about everything new that's coming out more, emphasizing on everything else new coming out more than the 4-year anniversary. People are really scared. They don't know how November 28th SEC blah 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 is going to turn out. Why are you looking at the finger and not the forest? Why are you looking at the tree and not the forest? Why are you looking at the finger and not the moon? Why, like, you people just expand your view, your horizon. You're just, because this moment of discomfort, you hit your toe on a chair. Yeah, there's a moment of discomfort right here. But guess what? The rest of your body will compensate and be fine. And that pain will subside and you'll keep on doing what you have to do. And next time to watch where you're walking. Like, I don't see how it's different in a sense here. You know, I talk about Hex, Pulse Chain, and Pulse X, but it doesn't mean like I don't like other coins, right? Doesn't mean I don't experiment with other up to this point, all the way up to this point. Like, again, if I'm staking Hex and blah blah, blah, I'm earning Hedron. That's not a RH product. ICOSA, it's not an RH, but not many people are talking about Hedron and ICOSA anymore as much. Doesn't mean that they don't exist. You just got to be a little, and those things are paired to Hex. If it wasn't for Hex, we wouldn't have Pulse Chain. But everything is about buying into Titan X, BBC token, 9-inch, liquid loans. I'm hearing a lot of people talk more about like liquid loans, like emphatically even expressing it like when we have liquid loan. Like, this is how people are talking now. I find that interesting. That on streams now I see people who are saying, yes, when this ecosystem expands, when we have liquid loans and power. Say, like, you're speaking like this thing is 2 years too late. Still late. It's late. It's late for those guys, man. Y'all, it makes me think, like, again, like, when I see the founders jump on streams, right? Maybe it was a situation where the streamers that who's interviewing them invested in the projects, and that's why they, free market. You could do whatever but see things for what they are. See things for what they are. Give people like we always talked about transparency. We don't talk about that as much anymore. Be clear with the folks. Like who cares of what people will say or whatever. But when you say something and you do other things, or things are just, you're talking to the people and we hear other things, or we see something else, and then you don't understand why you're getting pushback. You gotta blame yourself. You gotta blame yourself. Just put on the table. You want a DGen? You DGen. It's your business. It's your money, right? I don't understand just not being the dishonesty to an extent. I get it. It's crypto, like Wild Wild West. I get it. And it's the second to last day of the month, October. Y'all like playing with the sentiments of the people. There's folks that are really, they're still waiting. They're still waiting for sacrifice. They're still waiting. Still waiting. That's a negative to talk about it? No, it's not. It's not. Imagine everything that came out so far. Everything that's come out so far. Imagine if everything that's come out apart from Richard Haas tokens. Imagine if instead of money's being thrown 6,000 different areas, imagine if the focus was a little bit more closer to home, like in a sense, right? Of Pulse Chain, closer to Pulse X, closer to Hex, and see what incentive token can do. We know that, we understand that there's going to be constant change, but folks, are you so upset that single-sided staking didn't come out yet? You dumping hundreds of billions of PulseX? Like, you didn't believe. You didn't believe. There's the fear is crippling. There's a lot of fear, and people are just, my goodness, man, debilitating. Like I go through it too. I go through my own ups and downs, just like anyone else. But I look at it as a day, like in nature. What happens? Like up here in New York, it's a cloudy day. It's been raining for the past 2 days, right? You go outside, you dress appropriately. You have your proper rain gear. You do what you do, and you come back. You're still here. You're still alive. But yeah, the day is gloomy. All right. But when the clouds pass and the rays of the sun permeate, they just, just shine through everything. Now it's a different situation. You feel better. You feel enlivened. You want to go outside because now, everything is dry and lovely. You can see things. Everything is shiny, radiant. You feel great. That's what the bull market is going to bring. That's what's going to bring. That's what's going to happen. It just takes a little bit more time than a rainstorm, right? But I look at this as a stormy period, and not even in a sense where it's a bad thing, because maybe in the rain I don't need to go outside, but maybe I need to do a couple repairs in the house, right? Instead of going out spending money eating out, you make home cooked meals, saving money that way, and blah blah blah. So while the market is going crazy, everything is low, people are just so emotional. I might look at opportunities to accumulate something, because I'm gonna tell you right now, if a week and a half ago didn't show some of you what can happen in the next bull market? Because I'm gonna tell you, this is what happens. For example, when I saw those numbers going up, I was like, oh man, I missed my chance. I saw those numbers going up for PulseX from 46 to a 51, 52, 55, 60, 61, 65, 7. I was like, yeah, yep. See, it's just like that. Just like that. I was like, man, I missed my chance. Not to say that if I wanted to acquire at that price, 46, I didn't. And I just said, oh, I'll another day. But sometimes seize the moment. Seize the moment. Strike the iron while it's hot. Because when that thing leaves, it's gone. It's not at 46 today. It's not at 46. It went up to what? 8? No, 7. I'm talking about 4 zeros and a 7. Let me be clear. I'm not talking 46 cents, 56 cents, and things of that nature. I'm talking about 4 zeros and a number. Sure. Went up to 7, now it's down to 56, because this is why they say too, dollar cost averaging matters. Or you're not chasing price. You don't care about what prices are or whatever. You invest a certain amount over a period of time on a regular basis, regardless if the prices are up or down, and it averages out over a period of time. Just stay committed. Stay committed, no matter how small or whatever. If you like what you like, acquire it. If it suits your needs, if it's good for you, like. Because I'm telling you, those days, 10 days ago or so, a week and a half ago, that's what could happen. Imagine that happening over a 6-month, 8-month, 12-month period. The bull markets don't last as long as the bear. The bull markets, but when the bull markets are here, it's something unspeakable. Like you can't believe, unspeakable. You're thinking like anything and everything could happen. Like you made it. Like you feel like so empowered. Forgetting that everything could drop down, and now we see 99% drop. That hurts if you didn't prepare. And it's times like now where people are vulnerable, where people are, very, very, very sensitive. You have individuals who prey on those who are in a position of need, of worry, of concern. And for example, my channel is not about that. I don't celebrate that. Pulse Nation is not about that. It's not about taking advantage of people while they're down, or giving people false hope. I'm gonna use that word. Yeah, I don't want to be a proponent, an advocate, but giving false hope to anybody. It's real. It's real talk. Just in my day-to-day life, I deal with the indigent population, mentally ill, vulnerable of the vulnerable, in the street, who've been locked up, who have nothing, in the shelters, who have nothing. So if I do that on my day-to-day to feed my family, you think I'm gonna come on a computer and talk lies to people and talk trash? I got time to just give you false hope and ideas, and like some of these other guys, you can tell they haven't been through anything real. Because if they were, that means they are demonic. If you've been through some type of hardship, real life situations of hardship, you uproot yourself. You got lucky with crypto and specifically Hex, and now you acting like you greater than, holier than thou, and everybody else is beneath you. And you still trying to fleece the people by shilling nonsense, and people sending you money and you're not giving anything comparable value back in return. You're a demon to me, man. And we have some of those already in here. We have them. Many people are afraid to talk. But this is what you see. This is what you find. That's just what it is. Demonic. Malcontent folks who have ill intentions. It's not negative, it's real, yo. It's the truth. It's the truth. They're best friends with the boogeyman. Like they're not official at all. And it has nothing to do with gender. It's what it is. You know, for real. It doesn't discriminate. And so I mean you come from meager beginnings, you could come from hardship, hard lives, you know, troubled past and all kinds of situations. And this is how you carry yourself modern day. This is what you do. This is the way you give back. You don't give back, you take. You continuously take. Where's the law of reciprocity in that? That's not pure to me. It's not. I don't look for donations. I don't look for anything. I just give. I just talk. That's my way to give. You know what I mean? Because I just do so much in my everyday. Trying to convince people not to get shot in the street because they're gonna go cop. They're going to go get some fentanyl, or they like to smoke crack simply for the taste. Simply for the taste of it. They don't even want to get high. They just like smoking crack because they like the taste. Holding the stems in their hand, talking to me, and I'm trying to talk them, just redirect them and give them other options or think about something else. So what, I mean, really. So I don't have time to, you know, pander to people who are rich and have no clue. They're clueless, indifferent, insensitive, aloof, ignorant to the real, like ignorant to the actual pulse of what's going on in their community, in the world, much less the world. Forget about the world. How about in their community? You know, no time for that, man. Yeah, well, folks, it's about that time. It's about that time. Hex Edits, morning to you. Weezy said, yeah. Oh, yeah, you saw it, right? It's weird, man. It's weird. ATX says 100%. 100%. That's what it does. That's what it does. And it could be attached to every aspect of our existence. We hope for the better in everything that we do. Hopefully it's positive. I mean, look, it just, but yeah, the guy like it's just, you do that. Like you just, I know it's like jokes, but some people don't have the mental aptitude or maturity or stability to handle certain things. I mean, you could tell like a lot of people in this space right now, and they're not going to make it long term. They're not going to. If they're clamoring like this now, imagine they can't have a conversation about 2025, 2026, 7, 8, right? They can't project that long. If they're clamoring now in such a state, scared, panicking, worried, concerned, angry, frustrated, now, do you really think they're going to last? Or you really think they can project, their positions a year or two, 3 from now, 5 years? Like, no. No, no. And the liquid loans and the Power City projects don't seem like they really cater to I don't hear them talk about long term anything. You know, I didn't hear them talk about anything long term back in 2021. That's why I say that. It's not like I really follow them now because if no, I don't follow them now. I just see some clips here and there, and people tell me too, like look what's going on here. Look what's and it's unfortunate, but they don't have long term understandings. And from what I understand too, and when I was around in 2021, they didn't believe in staking 15 years. They didn't believe in anything long term. They didn't believe in nothing. I heard it for myself in the voice chats. All this thing about never sell, everything about some never sell. Well, that's cute. That's the only example of anything seeming like something that they're gonna be here for the long haul. But now to me, their long haul, 2 weeks, like 2 years is max. For that's how I feel. That's how it feels like when you hear them talk about certain things. Like they don't talk about staking hex, and they don't talk about delayed gratification in that sense. It's about using this stable coin to collateralize, their crypto, and lend and borrow. And the only collective that I see that's done something to cater to the degenerate mentality, the gambling uh personality types are the PH people, for sure, for sure, for sure. But their reputation is dodgy at minimum. But to me, it's like trash. I don't have nothing related to anything they got going on at all. I don't care if they about jokes or anything. Yes, I don't care for their projects at all. Anything PH related is like, yo, you guys got the main guy has a great deal of emotional maturity. Like he needs to rise to a certain level of maturity and not allow people who question and give him feedback and legitimate concerns, not allow those things to have him squirm and be completely flustered and do weird things in the background. Like you got all this big talk for the world, but when people give it back to you, you fold, your knees buckle. So it's like I'm good, and I don't care about those projects anyway. Like it means nothing to me. Like he doesn't have the long term view too as well. Like these people don't think about anything. They don't believe in the 15-year anything. They don't believe in anything past 5 years. It's about quench your thirst today. It's about everything is in reverse right now. It's about instant gratification versus delayed gratification. It's about leverage trading versus mining, staking, publishing, anything long term, right? It's about acquiring NFTs, meme coins versus locking up your coins to get yield. This one gentleman who launched the coin, who launched the DEX said in a stream, that his 9-inch has admin keys. And you know what I found interesting? He said it on Cabana stream. And you know, Cabana and the other guy, they were listening. They were listening and listening. Right. And when the guy was explaining the whole thing with why 9-inch has admin keys, he said he's gonna have to ask his his dev to pretty much give him an explanation on how the admin keys are used. It's related to the BBC token emissions, like how I guess how those are distributed in the contract or in the DEX or whatever. But he said he's gonna ask his dev to explain to him how those keys are being used, and that even though 9-inch has admin keys, it's not as bad as another tool that everyone else is using, that everyone else uses, that knows about. And he said he'll leave it at that. It's nothing but drama, constant drama, right? Like you're just gonna leave people hanging. Like what you mean? Finish your thought. But you know, all you can do again is with something like that. Now it's gonna force people who care to investigate. What does he mean? What do you mean it's not as bad as the other project that everybody else is using? What project he talking about? Or the other whatever that everybody, what is he talking about? Right. Right. It's weird out here. It's very, very weird out here. Now, I'm not taking anything away from him in a sense where, I hope everybody who uses these things get the greatest experiences they could have in crypto during this moment while prices are where they are. Seriously, I do. I hope so. I hope everybody, like, hope we're using that term again. You know? But I caught that. And I don't think, and then they didn't want to continue talking about it. They just changed the subject on Cabana stream. Yeah. I'm just different, man. Like if I heard something like that, I'm just different with it, man. I don't know. Maybe I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just different. I'm just different. Dark Lover. Likewise. Elliot, fire emojis. This upcoming bull is not going to be the last. Like, yeah, that's the thing. Like, that's just rhetoric. Rhetoric. That suggests like Armageddon because this upcoming bull is filled with human beings engaging in market activity. Okay? Like, if you're going to say that this is going to be the last, and that means it's going to be the last of life on Earth, human existence. Like, what are we talking about? You know, that's how I see it. You know, I'm not getting at you, B Weezy. I'm just the rhetoric. The rhetoric is crazy. Tap for life. Happy Monday to you too, sir. 5555. He says, I hate him one day. Who? Who? He says, so tired of them. Who are you talking about? B Weezy said, I gotta clip that. Clip whatever you want, man. B Weezy in the building. Oh, let me guess, Lee. Uh, let me guess. The PH. Yeah, yeah. Could be wrong. I don't know if you talk about them, but yeah, they're just weirdos to me, man. They maybe if sometimes it's if you got nothing good to say, just say. If you have nothing nice to say or whatever, right? Nothing good or positive to say, just keep your mouth shut. But they're bred different. Those guys over there are just different. Bred different. You know, with some of your philosophy, some of their philosophies, I could understand where they're coming from, and I could appreciate their differences. But it's just when you go the extra mile to do things like I'm never gonna forget. They got on the spaces talking about because Richard is not around as much. He's trying to recruit leaders, one to lead this community. Where who knows, and at the same time attack RH Maxis because we're toxic and they need to break us. Like, what are you talking about? And then erases the spaces. So is activity like that that shows me, all right, man, you're just a weirdo. Flat out, man. Flat out. And I try to give him some benefit of the doubt for the fact that whatever sacrifice period he's had, he's launched. And that's all I could give him credit for. Like whatever projects you said you were gonna deliver, you launched. Outside, I don't need those projects. Like it's not like I need them. You know what I'm saying? Like for all that is good. Thank the creator for that. You know. I don't care for nothing they got going on over there. Nothing. I don't care for their exchange, 8 coins pool, APR. You can put up to however many coins and get an APR and blah 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 and this token that. So I don't care about collateralized loans. I don't care about leverage trade. I don't care about none of that. Anything they got going on over there, yo. Nothing. And thankful, and I'm glad for that too. That's one person who it seems like he has him and many others in this community have the deepest level of animosity for Richard Hart. The deepest, profound, practically intrinsic hate for this man. I mean, it's almost unbelievable. Almost unbelievable. You know, you downplay or you try to denigrate members in the community, like this community that you created products for. You trying to you disrespect, you double talk, and then when people ask you why do you think folks give you pushback, and you just think because people are doing things in bad faith, you're a clown, dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, who's a clown? I could tolerate so many other people more than him. I could tell you that. But and also there are people who are worse than him. Okay, imagine that. Imagine that one. Like the one that told people to learn that, just because 9 Inch didn't have a front end, you could have just acquired the coins by, through the smart contract. That one right there, the one I just told you about, if I was a founder or if I try to basically behave like him, say that I'm rich, and then go on my platform and tell y'all that I got all this going on, but you have to buy into my donations, membership, Patreon, all this stuff, and then I'm launching a coin on top of that, and I got into that sacrifice, and I front ran and got in early on all this other stuff. Meanwhile, you not having the same experience like me, that guy to me is worse than Buck. Worse than Buck. And he don't deserve light. Like that's why I'm not saying, I'm not even gonna say his name. Do your research if you care. It don't even matter to me. That's one person that deserves no light from me, man. Well, good people, I'm gonna close this out with what Lee said. We all gonna win. Take care of yourselves and have a great rest of your day. Peace.